What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And we have got to check out the action in the market on the VeVe app. There's a lot of action that's going on, and I just wanted to throw together this unrehearsed video to make you aware that there are some items in the market that are making massive moves. So I'm going to pull up the app here on my phone, and we're just going to jump on in and check out some of the action. But before I start there, while it's loading up, here we are on my profile. I am up to 419 collectibles. Good grief. I thought it was 410. I've been doing a lot of trading and selling some of my classic items that I had multiple NFTs of multiple editions, and using those gems so I can grab new items from the drops. The recent drop was the Serial Killers 2, where I did complete an entire set. I got 2 on the drop. I got the rare at first, and then everything else was sold out immediately. And then I used the method where you go back in right after the 90 seconds and keep refreshing to see if somebody's transaction didn't go through. And I was able to pick up the Fruit Loop, the Toucan, Fat Can, whatever, Fat Can Sam, whatever he's called. I got him, and then I got the Ultra Rare and the Frankenberry on the market. And I got some really good numbers. But anyway, let's jump to the market, and we'll talk about some of these items that are really making major moves. So I'm going to scroll down here, if it will let me. There we go. And we'll just jump in to browse the brands. And let's see, what are we going to start with? Just right off the cuff, let's jump into Marvel. I don't know why the entire collections of the Marvel Mighties don't show up in here, but for some reason, you've got to search to see where the Red Skull is, which he's coming up too. With the Captain America, we're noticing that the Ultra Rare is finally gaining ground and is back above water, where the retail price was $250 and we're now at $265. I did go ahead and snag a rare, which is still at half price, just above half price. The retail price was $100 and it's now at $54.99. I'm really scratching my head as to why this Captain America set has not exploded. It might be because there's so many editions, but it's a great set, and I think that now is the time to probably grab those before it goes crazy. Now, let's jump back up to Dr. Doom and see where we're sitting. There's 199 on the market. Low price is 165, and the floor is pretty much at 175. I've got 2 of him that I bought at about 120 gems, very low numbers, and I picked up doubles of everything in this set, both of the sets. And I believe that Red Skull is sitting at about 175 also. So I went through and I plucked out some of the rares, the uncommons, and the commons, and I got some really interesting numbers because I'm sure that they're going to explode very soon. Now, Spider-Man is picking up a little action, but that's not what we are here for tonight. What we're here for tonight is to talk about the ones that are just shocking the world. Baleena, the rare, is coming back. I've got 8 of these, and we're back up to 85 gems. This dropped down to as low as like 40 to 45, and I sat on them. But I'm going to use the Baleena and maybe sell off half of that supply just to load up on other items. Dragon Girl is making moves. I've only got 1 of the commons, and it's up to 77. I sold off my uncommon, and it is up to a price of 170. I might have to jump back in on that one if it takes a dip. Let's scroll on down. I want to look at Metallo, whatever he's called. He's up to 163. We had a low that was around 95, making a very strong comeback. Okay, let's jump out of this one. And the Khazik collection. This is where the action is happening right here. Let's look at the Smorkin Labbit, which is the common. I picked up 3 of these way back when, and now it is moving up. It has almost doubled just in the last week or two at 74. Since the news that came that these items will be popular on OpenSea once the Immutable X happens, I think that is what's responsible for these prices moving up. The Smorkin Red, I've got a couple of these. It's up to 124 gems. Very shocking. Happy Stash, that was down as low as 20 gems, is up at 51.99. It's up 100%. Look at the backstab. Wow, 2,000. Can you believe that this dipped to 400 gems before the Spider-Man drop? Hard to believe that you could have bagged a 5x gainer on that one alone. Visible Abbott, I've got one of these. It's up to 249. It was 210 when I checked before shooting this video a little bit earlier. And what really is melting faces is the Visible Abbott. Where is it now? 390 is the low point. 400 is probably going to be the floor. Would you believe it was down to 110 gems at the bottom when the Spider-Man and the Captain America drop were going down? I'm going to jump into the Submariah, or however you pronounce that, and just to look at the secret rare, which I have one because I was involved in that drop where I got shortchanged. It's back up to 408. We saw it dip down to 299. At one point last spring, this was selling for $1,000 to $2,000 on eBay. I'm going to sit on this. I've got this one, and I have a copy of each of the rest in this entire collection with doubles on some, and they have been moving really nicely too. Now here we go, Ron English. This is gonna be great. Captain Cornstarch, the uncommon, is up to 85. It's moving up. It was just at 70 just a little bit earlier today. Count Calorie. I'm so sad that I didn't pick it up when it dipped down towards 200. It's at 450. Ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Fat Tony, I've got one of him. He's at 69 to 70 is the new floor, and I think I picked him up at 35 just a few months ago. Franken Fat, I did pick up a good number. He's climbing up above the retail price, sitting at $56.95. I got a very low number for 90 gems, and I'm happy about that. Honey Butt the Obese was down to like 100 gems. It was over 200. It's pulling back a little bit. We've got a 180 there. You might want to snag that because the floor is going to be right back to 200 in the blink of an eye. Here's the Sugar Bear, my favorite, Sugar Diabetes. This one just cracks me up. Doing very well. I got this one on the drop at 90. It's up to 113, coming right out of the box, making moves. 2-Ton Sam, there he is, grabbing his fat gut. He's back down to just above retail price. Might be your chance to snag him before he decides to get on the train and move out. And there's Yucky Charmer. I got a low number, and I believe I paid 230 gems. It's up to 268, making moves. I'm going to sit on this collection for quite a while. I won't be getting rid of it for a long time. Now, DC Direct. Wow, some of these things are melting faces. The Eduardo Riso is back up above 3,400. We've got the Dad Bod Batman back up to 249. It was close to 100 gems at the dip. And this one is really melting faces. I have one Todd. I sold one for $800 last spring, and I kept one for the long haul. I had bought one at about maybe 90 to 100 gems doing some horse trades back when. I got another one for 130. It was down below 400 gems, and tonight we're at 790, 799, 99, and then 800. The floor has raised on the Todd. That's just beautiful. Jim Lee Joker is coming back up. It was somewhere around 110 gems, almost at a double. We're seeing the Brian Bolland coming up back above 200 and is sitting at 230 gems. This is a good one right here. The Bruce Timm is 184 gems. If this dips back down, I'm going to buy one back again. I'm sitting on one. I had sold one for a profit just days ago and flipped it into a few other items. So I'm really keeping my eyes there. Jay Lee making a strong comeback. 179.99. 180 is the floor and moving up. Let's see. Dick Sprang is back close to 200 gems. We've seen him above 300 at one point. And the Carmine Infantino Robin, 744. It was dipped down to just over 500 gems, making strong moves. Now, Jim Lee Nightwing was down to about 600. It's back up to 874. Now, this is one I'm really happy about. By the way, Amanda Connor is jumping up. It's at 649. It was down below 400 gems. And the Becky making a strong comeback, sitting at 299 and then 305 and moving up. We saw this one dip down just below 200, not just 2 or 3 weeks ago. The Joe Mad. I've got a couple Joe Mads. It had dipped down to roughly 110 gems, making a strong comeback above 200 at 225. Wow. So I'm sitting on a pile of the Common, the Batman Who Laughs, and then I'm waiting for Batgirl to sell out. There's still some of these left on the app at retail price. I don't understand that. Big Barda making a nice comeback, jumping up above 830. It was at about 690. Catwoman still sitting there. I think this one's going to have an Easter egg. Something's going to come out of that vault, but it's right there at the retail price. I've got a few of those sitting around. Harley Quinn, Babs Tar, back to 275. I had sold a few of these at $500 on eBay a few months ago. It had dipped all the way down to 200, making a strong comeback. Keep your eyes on her. And then here is the Guillaume Harley Quinn sitting at 184. It's ticking up, making a nice comeback too. The Harley Quinn Deluxe 2 was dipped down to about 51, sitting at 77, making a strong comeback. And I tell you what, I think this is just the beginning of the surge that we will see in some of these items. Mira is sitting at about 55. Supergirl making a strong comeback. 387 is your lowest price. And Superman, $469.99. It was down to 299 gems. This is the one that I have the biggest regrets that I did not participate in the drop because I did not think it would increase in value due to the amount that they had in the drop. All right, let's jump out of this one and move on down to the Ghostbusters collection. Ecto 1 is making moves. It was down to 155. We're up to 170. I think it's time to jump on the Ecto 1. Ghost Trap is the next one that I want to look at. It was down to 375, back above 400. Ghostbusters 1 logo is still surprising me as low as it is. This is one that I sold a few at $500 last spring. I'm holding on to 10 of these and I'm not letting them go until it pops back above 500. And I think that could happen when the movie comes out. Slimer's picking up a little action here at 55. It was down to 40 gems, and I think it will have its day because it's interactive with the Ghost Trap. The Stay Puft Man, 119. That's a steal. This was down as low as 99. I'm thinking when the movie comes out, this might be the one that melts faces because you know that the Stay Puft is going to have the mini marshmallows when the movie comes out. Something else to take a look at, Back to the Future, Martys Hoverboard making a strong comeback at 46. Look at that. It was 37 earlier today. Let's take a quick look at the Pitbull. 150. It was down to as low as 110. I had picked one up a few weeks ago at 120 to complete my set. And I've got a few multiples of the others. Keep your eyes on that Pitbull. I think it's going to be doing great. All right, we looked at the Marvel Mighties. Let's see if there's anything else that I have not looked at. And it should be the choices. Let's check out what's happening with the Assassin. I sold one for 285 gems. It's right back there again. I might have to keep my eyes on the Assassin and pick one back up before it goes bananas. The Night Watch was down at 285, back to 359. We saw the Protector dipping down to 85 gems. It's up to 134, making a decent comeback. And the Hunter at 1.4 thousand. This was down to 550 gems. Can you believe that? That's one to keep your eyes on. Now, let's jump back and just look at the comics very briefly. There's one that I want to mention here that has melted faces, and it would be the first one, the first Marvel comic that came out right here, the Common. I only have one, and this was down as low as 1 gem when everyone had thought, well, it's not going anywhere. And now the floor is at 72. Folks, that's amazing. I might have to grab one more just to have it. I've got a total of about maybe 30 comics, and some of these are absolutely melting faces. It's insane. So that's the common. I'm looking at it. The Hulk common is doing very well. Floor price of $17.50. Hard to believe we could have picked these up at $6.99. Each and every one of these is going to have a fantastic future, and now is the time to pick these up before they go bananas. Suspense. Let's check out what Suspense is doing right now. I've got a couple of these. It's at $19.70. That's a triple. Where is my ultra rare Hulk? I'm going to look at that. I do have an ultra rare Hulk. I have a common Hulk. The common sitting at $52.77. What a gain. Marvel's #1. I've picked up several Marvel's #1. I think it could have the potential of being the next one to jump up out of nowhere. The common now sitting at $10.29. It's cheap, just almost less than a double of the retail. Now, last but not least, if I can find that ultra rare on the Hulk, because it is just melting faces. I thought I had sold mine and I didn't. I'm glad that I did not. I'm going to wait a little while and then I'm going to sell it so I can grab many more editions of these commons, because someone has said that the commons might be the ones to watch out for because they are the ones that are exactly like the original comics. So that could mean that they hold a seriously high value. That's just a strategy that I heard being talked about in the group, and I'm going to take a chance and just grab a few of these while we can. Here's our ultra rare Hulk sitting at $238.99. Now, it was at 285 gems. It's dipped down, so I'm going to sit on this and wait for it to come back up, and then I think I will flip that and grab as many of the commons that I can that are left. So those are just a few of the ones that I wanted to get your attention on that are making major moves. Some of the others are just sitting and not making much of an increase in price. And so those are the ones that you need to put your attention on right now. And I think as we go towards the immutable X conversion, and as we approach the time that the VeVe-verse will come up, we could see some major movement here on the app with these prices via the market. Now, what's your favorite? Which ones are you holding right now that have made major moves? I'd like to know. Share it in the comments and share your favorite strategy. I'd like to give a special shout out to the Gale. I've been watching your videos and they are so informative on the comics because I'm not as well versed on the comics, and I've gleaned a lot of very useful information. Shout out to Butt Thompson, who always stays on top of the action, and he's really digging the comics. Who else? We've got Non-Fungible Wonderful, and he gives the best reports. His due diligence is unlike anyone else. And also Rebel Duck, he's out there giving reports, and we're going to have to do a collaboration video and bring in the wisdom from each angle. Also, shout out to ECJ, Everything Currency. We're going to get together and talk about strategy also. I know I'm forgetting some people. Oh, Daniel Lee. Go subscribe to Daniel Lee. Daniel just jumped in my group, and we're going to be talking about getting a collaboration together. He is one of the best for reporting, level-headed reporting on what's happening. He's not giving any FUD. He's not giving any hype. He's telling it like it is, and he will keep you up to date as he's very tuned in to what the Ecomi team is doing. I'll keep you updated on the action with the development on the prices with the app. And of course, as you know, I do my TA on the OMI token. And that's where my strength is, in providing technical analysis and then watching the charts that I produce for the items that are on the market. I will have another video soon as I'm back into pricing or tracking the price movements. I kind of took a break for a while when prices dipped, but I will get back into that and try to show some trends with the prices on the NFTs, because they behave just like regular cryptocurrencies. So I'll be collecting as much data as I can so I can bring that to you, and we can all benefit and maximize our collections and our OMI bags and be prepared for whenever this thing breaks out wide open. Because I tell you what, I think we're just scratching the surface and there are big things to come. So now's the time to just Stuff your bags. Accumulation is the word of the day. That's about all I've got for now. Thanks for watching. If you made it to the end, tell a friend, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. This is Carlton Flowers, and I am out.